Yo, what's up guys, welcome back from the YgoPro duel video. Next match, Cross-Banlist Cup, again Group H, Group D, Group D indeed, for the last time. Metalfoes, Stars, Dolls, Insectors and Lightsworn Rulers. The first two decks here for today's matchup. First of all, we have Metalfoes from 2016, I think one of the more recent decks here in this year's Cross-Banlist Cup. Pretty straightforward list of Metalfoes. It should be Billy Break's list, winning YCS list. Was it YCS Prague back then? You know, the finals between Joshua Smith and Speleozoics, if I'm not mistaken. 42 cards in main deck, couple of hand traps, not that much, but multiple Mystical Space Typhoon and the Archfiend's Eccentric are definitely solid outs here, at least in the Cross-Banlist Cup series, you know, against Opposing, Emptiness, Royal Oppression, etc. You know, those cards, right? The Clifford Engine is definitely a super solid attack. So Metalfoes from 2016 with, of course, the powerhouse of the small Magispector engine, but you know, the Unicorn, Magispector Unicorn, currently banned, but again, for a very good reason. The second list, we have Lightsworn Rulers. The deck list from 2014, this should be the runner-up from the European Championship back then. Pretty straightforward again, you know, with the Lightsworn. I believe it was a structure deck that was released back then, right before Euros, right before the tournament, and the cards were legal for play, right? Again, only 3 rulers, not really sure why title wasn't included, but you know, because of the attribute, the materials needed to banish it, to get a title on your side of the field, and potentially for the Mermail matchup, Mind Control or something like that, prevent your opponent from taking control of your title and using it to go for Abyss Gaios is like one of those reasons I can think of why title wasn't played. So which deck has the advantage? And I'm definitely agreeing with the people, at least what people are saying or were saying in the comment section of the previous video of the predictions. Again, like, feel free to leave predictions for the next matchup, by the way. But most people were leaning towards Metalfoes, of course, again, for the most obvious reasons. More recent deck, power creep, pre-master, at least, yeah, Master Rule 3, so, you know, pre-Master Rule for pre-links, and the pendulum mechanic was so busted, was definitely so busted during Master Rule 3, but still, yeah, the match still needs to be played, so let's see the first duel. Okay, first duel, I think I get to start. Yeah, I'm playing with Lightsworns, the opponent's playing with Metalfoes, so we are both playing decks post the new, rule, right, opening with, at least the year 2014, opening with only 5 cards. So getting to start, I didn't really see a reason to make a synchro, to least to go for Micah or something like that. No, let's just mill 5 cards, and I think at least there's definitely one Rainbow Karibo here in the graveyard, prevent my opponent from the potential OTK, right, but this setup isn't really that strong. Not really sure if he could have played it a little bit different. Not really, maybe Grandpol, nah, you're not going to make an exceed with your Pendulums, right? And Totem Bird does need 2 wind monsters and he doesn't really have a Bambuku on his side of the field, I think, at the moment. No, indeed, he searched Bambuku with the other Magispector, right? Okay, that's all good. So immediately drop the Judgment Dragon, blow up the entire field. That's not too fantastic. Ah, yes, right, he banished the regular Metalfoes fusion with the Desires. Not really sure if he had the option to already use a Metalfoe monster in his opening hand. You know, since, especially if you're opening 2 Desires, you definitely want to search at least a pop effect first of your Metalfoes and then search your keycard, being the Metalfoe fusion, and then use your Desires. So I'm not really sure if he had the option, or a good option, to use the Metalfoes Pendulum effect, right? And also, what are the chances that you're banishing the Metalfoes fusion, the one-off Metalfoes fusion from your extra deck? Anyway, Lila, that's pretty much my priority number 1 here, getting rid of the scales, since we know the Metalfoes effects of popping, you know, other face-up cards, getting a search are not live, because all the targets are currently in the graveyard, and if he's not going for Mithrilium, not really sure if he has the option. No, indeed, all the fusion cards are gone, so no Mithrilium to reuse, or at least get back the full Metalfoes fusion, the regular Metalfoes fusion with the effects, and you know, the delicious search cards, right? Felgrand keeps me somewhat alive. Maybe could have gone for a game early. No. I think I have Rainbow Kuriboh, right? So I definitely could have at least prevented my opponent from going for the OTK thanks to Rainbow Kuriboh in the graveyard, but sure if he could have gone for Totem Bird earlier to potentially negate a spell from the opponent, but yeah, it was just a strange game, a long game, and eventually Lightsworn Rulers came out as a victor, as a winner, right? So now the opponent gets to start. That's again a decent start. Okay, he does have a full Metalfoes fusion, which he's going to do now to get Mithrilium on the board. He didn't have an option to go for Alchemist. I think Alchemist needs I think 2 Metalfoes, at least 1 Metalfoe and 1 normal, I think. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a long time ever since I played Metalfoes. But again, my hand was terrible. Okay, Honest is definitely an okay out to get rid of something like Kirin. Just again, Kirin is just Kirin as a card just power creeps the entire formats before it, and that's what we are seeing now, right? Just a once per turn bounce, and unaffected by spells, traps, or you know, card effects in general is just busted, right? Here, game number 3, I get to start, and opening with Double Eclipse is terrible, but I somewhat get lucky and eventually draw into one of the Luminas, so get rid of 1 Eclipse, set up my graveyard, and okay, that's definitely good. Have, I think, even enough fodder for the potential Redux, and I think the JD is also live, so I think, okay, I should be okay. Again, the opponent, his start isn't really that great. Okay, a couple of searches, only, well, Kirin, again, as I mentioned before, again, super strong, but the emptiness, he already preemptively flips over emptiness. Not really, I think he doesn't know that I have a JD in hand, since I have 1 banished with Eclipse, but him already flipping over an emptiness, well, here in this case it definitely worked out, right? Since again, he did have Unicorn, so a potential Lila summon. I don't think I play any Spell and Trap Destruction here in the main deck as in Mystical Space Typhoon, but I think only Wing Blast? Yeah, Wing Blast is one of those outs to get rid of the emptiness, and Lila, of course, but still, if the opponent has Unicorn, he will just bounce the Lila back to the hand, right? And yeah, JD not live, Redux not live, Charge of the Light Brigade is a dead card pretty much here, with only 4 cards left in my deck, so it's basically a beatdown, right? Again, emptiness is going to pretty much give him the win. That's so... in here I'm drawing the Lila, but again, he does have Unicorn on the field, and he can just bounce any other monster back to his hand, and now he can just attack for a game. So this was just a super ugly match, but they can't always be that beautiful as a couple of matches we already had, right? So again, Metalfoes will get the 2 points, and Lightsworn Rulers only gets 1 point. So LS Rulers, Lightsworn Rulers will be out of the tournament, especially if Star Seraph Shadows. Well, it's not really sure if Insectors wins 2-0 against Star Seraph Dolls, then Lightsworn Rulers can still go on. But again, as most people mentioned in the previous video with their predictions, Star Seraph Dolls, Shadows are definitely preferred as you know, a winner over Insectors. Okay, so again, feel free to leave predictions for the next matchup, Star Seraph Dolls, Insectors, and yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's it. Thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.